All right, good morning, everyone. It's Friday, July 16th, 2021, and this is the meeting of the California Fair Political Practices Commission Digital Transparency Task Force. Ms. Linker, would you call the roll, please?
Brian Brokaw.
Present.
Rena Davis. Thad Kauser.
Present.
Amber Maltby.
Present.
Jennifer Wagner.
Present.
Katie Zoglin.
Present.
Commissioner Wood.
Present.
Chair Matich.
Here. Well, good morning, everyone. We'll go ahead and start with item number 1, and that is public comment for items not on today's agenda. Do we have any public comment for things not on our agenda? Hearing and seeing none, we'll proceed to item number 2, approval of the June 2021 Task Force meeting minutes. I did have a couple technical edits, if you will. On pages 2 and 3, our minutes reflect that we received public comment from the California Clean Money Campaign. The speaker, though, their name unfortunately was misreported as Kirk Lang. In fact, that's Trent Lang. Ms. Linker will correct that for us in the meeting minutes. Does anyone else have any other edits to the meeting minutes? Hearing and seeing none, I will move approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, Mrs. Linker.
Mr. Brokaw.
Aye.
Mr. Kauser.
Aye.
Ms. Maltby.
Aye.
Ms. Wagner.
Aye.
Commissioner Wood.
Aye.
Chair Matich.
Aye.
The motion passes.
We'll now proceed to item 3, the main item on our agenda today, and that is adoption of our task force report containing the recommendations for legislative and regulatory policies. And I want to thank everybody for reviewing the draft report and for those that submitted comments ahead of time. We did consolidate all of those comments, and they were sent to you yesterday by Ms. Linker, so hopefully you have those in front of you. My thought on how we might deal with that efficiently would be if any task force member would like to pull any of the comments from that list for separate consideration, go ahead and ask for that. Otherwise, we can approve the comments as a package, as many of them, to my reading, are technical in nature. So unless anyone objects to that approach, I think that might be an efficient way of dealing with the comments. Does anyone object? Hearing and seeing none, we will proceed as such. There were 2 comments that I would like to pull for separate consideration, and that's the 2 bullet points at the bottom of page 1, and they refer to, in our draft report, page 16, section 1G(i), and then the other are the suggested edits to pages 18 and 19 regarding community review. Other than those 2 comments, I'm inclined to approve the recommended edits, but do other task force members have other edits they wish to pull for separate discussion at this time?
Chair, could I just make a comment, and maybe it's appropriate for your separate consideration. I made the comments on the last 2, and I think the page 16 one is misunderstood, and the very last one, in rereading the report, I think it's fine. So I would withdraw that comment unless someone else also made these comments.
Okay, well, I appreciate that, Ms. Ogman. Can you, page 16, that edit, is your position then that the language currently in our draft report on page 16 is fine then, just so I'm clear?
Let me just pull up that page. I had no problem with with the language. It was just this is just like a formatting issue. Normally, you don't put a sub letter I when there's no sub letter 1 when there's no 2. That was the only point I was trying to make. It wasn't anything to do with the language.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe we can just fix the formatting of that to address your concern then without a substantive change.
And then as to page 18 and 19, I read it again after I made the comments, and I think community review is mentioned sufficiently, so I withdraw that comment. So
Great. Well, I appreciate that then. Do other task force members have any comments or anything they wish to speak on with respect to the remaining suggested edits to the draft report? Hearing and seeing none. Let's go ahead and move to.
Sorry,
Sorry?
Chair Mitch, I just want to make sure I understand where we are in this middle bullet point. So is this now being excised? Are we now back to the status quo in the review on this one, or?
Sorry, which you just referred to the middle bullet point, so can you
in-
just be a little bit more precise?
On page 16, the edit that is in the draft summarized edits that you have showing on the screen right now, the middle bullet point is page 16.
Yes, my understanding is that Ms. Zoglin's intent was to raise a formatting question, not a substantive change.
Great.
So my suggestion was we would simply get rid of the little I, but the language itself would remain unchanged.
Wonderful. Thank you for clarifying.
Of course. Any other questions or concerns about the proposed edits? Hearing and seeing none, those will be incorporated into the final report, which we should now turn to. Do any task force members wish to offer any final thoughts or comments on the draft report as presented? This is too easy. All right, well, let me pause that. If nobody has any particular comments, I will just say that I think that the draft report we have before us is well written, and I want to thank staff for all of their time and effort in consolidating and putting pen to paper to reflect the work that this task force did. And I want to thank all of you for the time under difficult circumstances. We had to do this entirely by Zoom the whole way through. And everyone, I think, really lent their perspective and their expertise to this, and I think it's a very good product. So with that, let me just open this up then to public comment. Is there any public comment on item 3, which is our final draft report? Hearing and seeing none, I will move to approve our draft report. Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll second.
All right. Without further ado, Ms. Linker.
Mr. Brokaw,
Aye.
Mr. Kauser,
Aye.
Ms. Maltby,
Aye.
Ms. Wagner,
Aye.
Commissioner Wood,
Aye.
Chair Matich.
Aye.
The motion passes.
Excellent. Well, thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Again, just want to emphasize how much I appreciate your time and effort on this. And we will be presenting this at the next commission meeting for the commission's approval. And then after that, assuming the commission approves it, which I have no reason to think they would not, we will transmit that accordingly to the legislature and the governor. So thank you all very much for your time and effort. Appreciate it. And we'll be seeing you soon.
thank you, and thank you, staff.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, staff. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. Thanks.